great. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. This is the NASA Pre-Proposal Teleconference for the 2018 NASA Education Fellowship Activity. We have everybody on the call muted at this time because we don't want any interference from background noise. The call is going to be recorded, and the WebEx is also being recorded for later information. My name is Elizabeth Cartier. I'm the Deputy Program Manager for Fellowships for the Office of Education. I work out of NASA Ames Research Center. I'm the primary contact for the fellowship opportunity. I just would like to acknowledge people who are present. Carolyn Knowles is the Director of NASA Internships and Fellowships. She works out of NASA headquarters. Brenda Collins is the NASA Fellowship and Scholarship Manager. She is the Technical Officer on the training grants and the solicitation. She works out of NASA Ames Research Center. Tony Braxton is an Administrative Officer who works for the Office of Education and Public Outreach at NASA Ames Research Center. Deanna Kozik is our NRES support. She manages the solicitation from the Inspire system side. So, and then we also have the information here for the help desk, which if you're having any issues with the information on Inspires, they're the best contacts for you to reach out to first. So anything that has to do with the Inspires help desk system, please reach out to that number or the email address. I'm going to move on to the next slide. My system decides to work. There we go. So just want to reiterate that the conference will be recorded. The slide presentations will be available on the Inspire's website. And the recording of the pre-proposal conference will also be provided at that website. If you have any questions, please email them to the nasa.fellowships@nasaprs.com. That's the primary contact email for questions. Please send them there. We will post frequently asked questions on the webpage, and anybody who sends an email to that email address will also receive a personal email from me to answer your question. I'm going to make sure everybody can hear me. I'm getting some information if the audio is great. I'm going to try to increase my volume on the website and the audio call. Just hold 1 second, please. Yes. Okay. Okay. Okay, Deanna, can you hear me again? Okay. So please understand that there's only audio through the phone, so you need to dial into the phone call to receive the audio. I'll give everybody a minute to do that. So please call in to the phone, and thank you, Kelvin, for the confirmation that audio is good through the phone. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. The solicitation site is located on the Inspire system. There's a link here on the page. I believe most people already have the link to the solicitation site. I want to please remind everybody, I would really like everybody to understand that the solicitation is the Bible for applying to the program. Take your time, read the solicitation very, very carefully, and make sure that you understand the process and the needs and the requirements of the program. It is the Bible. It's where I go to get the answers to the questions. It's a legal document, so please make sure you read the solicitation document very carefully and you follow the information as accurately as possible. If you need a clarification on something that's in the solicitation, please send an email to the NASA Fellowship email address, and I will respond to you with some more detailed information. So the NASA Fellowship activity for the 2018 is to provide funding for individuals who are pursuing a master's or a doctorate degree in areas that NASA deems deficient as far as our workforce, and we're looking for students to do research that is associated with the NASA research that is happening at the center. So we're trying to build our workforce through the process of training students through this fellowship opportunity. So the funding is primarily through the Office of Education, but the other mission directors, Aeronautics Mission Director, Human Exploration and Operations Director, and the Science Mission Director are supporting this fellowship opportunity also. So the objective for the workforce is to make sure that we're developing the nation's workforce in STEM-related fields, provide opportunities to diversify the workforce. We want to use NASA mission content to develop the workforce and have students have access to the facilities to increase the capabilities of their skills and to develop the future NASA discoveries. One of the other outcomes that we're looking for, the objectives we're trying to meet, is to build greater access for the institutions and understanding of NASA research opportunities. The funding for the fellowship is an annual award of up to $55,000 a year. The award will be made for 1 year initially, but additional funding can occur for 2 more years after the first year. So the student, if they're selected, will be funded for 1 year. There's a renewal process, and they can renew for 2 additional years after the first year. So it's $55,000 gets sent to the institution on the behalf of the fellow. The funding categories are there. They are not interchangeable. The only one that can be moved and spread across all the other categories is the institutional faculty research support. That funding can be moved to bolster other areas in the budget categories. Please recognize that you cannot receive 2 federal fellowships at the same time, or scholarships, traineeships, apprenticeships, or any other federal funding other than student loans. So if you're receiving funding, you can only receive funding from one federal source at a time. To be eligible for the program, you first off must be a U.S. citizen or a naturalized citizen. Permanent residents are not eligible for at this time, so you cannot apply. If you're a U.S. citizen or a naturalized citizen, your proposal will not go through the review process if you submit one. You must have earned a bachelor's degree prior to August 31st. The GPA is a locked number. You have to have a GPA of 3.0 on your most current degree progress that you're making at the time. So if you are an undergraduate student and you're applying to the program, your overall GPA must be 3.0. If you are a master's student applying at this point, your master's degree GPA must be at a 3.0. If you are a PhD candidate, your PhD GPA must be above a 3.0. You must be enrolled full-time. There is no part-time enrollment allowed in the program, so you must be attending school full-time starting September 1st, 2018. The research degree must be, the master's or doctoral degree must be a research degree. That means you're participating actively in research at your institution. And there are majors that are supported by the solicitation. Please look at Appendix D. Another requirement of the program is that you have a degree plan of continuous full-time enrollment for 2 more years after the acceptance of the award. So you must be actively enrolled in school past up to at least May 2019, 2 years of complete enrollment, full-time. The next area is the academic eligibility as far as credit completion. And this is the one that many of the questions come from. I would suggest reading this very carefully. Find out whether you're doing, first thing I would do is look at your program that you're doing. If you're a master's student, that means you've gone directly into a master's program and that you're not doing a dual degree, you're not planning on doing a dual degree. You must have less than 24 credits, and you must have more than 2 years to still be working on your degree in order to receive an award. If you have less than 24 credits, but you only have 1 year left in your research or your master's degree program, you are not eligible. We are required to fund for 2 years. So that is part of the sticking point for some, is that we have to fund for two years. If you have greater than 24 credits and you do not have a continuous enrollment for 2 years, you're not eligible. We're looking for people who are early career. That's part of the purpose for the low credit comp. The dual degree is when a student attends an institution with the intention of moving straight through to the PhD program, and they require you to complete a master's degree before you attend. You must, we've opened up the amount of credits that you can actually have so that you have a little more time. So please read that carefully. 24 credits. You can have more than 24 credits, but your master's degree cannot be confirmed yet. So if you have your master's degree confirmed and greater than 24 credits, you are not eligible as a dual candidate. Then you move to the doctoral area. So please then move to the doctoral area. If you have less than 24 credits while you've been working on your doctorate degree, which is beyond your master's, and you have 2 years of continuous full-time enrollment, you are eligible to apply. If you have over 24 credits past your master's degree, you are not able to apply. Direct doctoral. The direct doctoral is a student who goes from an undergraduate degree right into a doctoral program. There's no earning of a master's degree along the way. That's why we are giving them 2 years worth of credits, because they're attending for probably 4 to 5 years. They will not be earning a master's degree, and they're moving straight into the doctoral program. So they can have 24 credits or less, and they have more than 2 years continuous. They're eligible. Once you're a direct doctoral student and you have greater than 24 credits, you're not eligible at that time. If you have any additional questions, if you have any additional questions about the enrollment requirement, please look this over carefully, try to work your way through it. If you need additional assistance, send an email to the NASA Fellowship email address. The institution has eligibility requirements. It has to have a physical campus located in the United States or its territories. The institution must be accredited, and they must be offering graduate-level degrees in the STEM fields by fall of 2018. So this institution must have a graduate program that's active as of fall of 2018 semester. Students must be affiliated with the above academic institution before on or about September 1st. So the first semester of the fall of 2018 is what you need to be affiliated by. Fall of 2018 for your affiliation with the academic institution. The principal investigator is a person who's responsible for managing your funding and your research during your stay at your institution while you work through your degree program. They're a very important part of the fellowship cohort. So we have requirements for them because they must be a tenure track member of an eligible institution, and they must have a PhD or an equivalency in engineering, computer science, technology. For example, if your faculty advisor is a professional engineer working at an institution and is a part of the faculty, that will qualify as a PhD. So if they have a professional engineering degree or license certification, they may be able to act as your PI or your faculty advisor at the institution. If you're in a situation where you haven't been accepted into a graduate institution yet or program and you don't have a faculty advisor, the institution will assign one if your proposal is selected. So that comes along by the institution if you're selected for the fellowship opportunity. So let's get to the most important part of the proposal, is the actual proposal package that you'll submit. This gets submitted as a single PDF document that gets uploaded into Inspires. The first part of the proposal is the proposal coverage page, which includes an abstract. This is a computer-generated part of the system that you can see on Inspires, and it's created by the system. So the proposal cover page includes the abstract, but it's system created. And it's information that you input at that time when you submit the proposal. There is an impact statement that's written by the candidate and your faculty advisor. This is an impact to the institution and to the student who is applying and the faculty advisor. So basically you're answering the question, how will this fellowship improve the student, the faculty advisor, and the institution? It's a co-authored document. If the student does not have a faculty advisor at this time, they can write the document independently, and then if we need to modify it, that would happen from phase 2. The third document that needs to be included is the faculty advisor CV. We're asking that it not exceed 3 pages. Please keep the page numbers in mind when you're submitting this proposal. They are counted, and it can disqualify you if the pages are too long. So please pay attention to that, the page number, how much you can actually put into the proposal document. That's the page allotment. The fourth part is probably the most important part of the document, which is the description of your project. Please make sure you're writing it very clearly and succinctly. It shall not exceed 6 pages. It should be written in a response to a research opportunity found in the solicitation. Please include the following technical elements: a statement of the problem, a hypothesis statement, the approach or the methodology that you're going to use to research or solve the problem, any type of predicted outcomes that you may have, any type of conclusions that you may have at this point based on the references that you are going to cite in the paper, in your proposal description. Please make sure when you are writing this document, your actual project description, please highlight how this is going to benefit NASA, how this research is current and needed by NASA. Make sure you make that connection clear in the project description. That's a very important part. Make sure that you're clarifying how the research is beneficial and connected to NASA research opportunity. Make that a clear connection. The next piece that is part of the proposal package is a degree program schedule. And this is just a schedule of the classes that you'll take, the research that you're expecting to do during each semester, any kind of completion dates that you're having targeted when you will take your candidacy exams, anything that's going to map out your plan, your roadmap to the completion of your degree program. So it shouldn't be 12 pages long, 1 or 2 pages is acceptable. So you want to list the courses that you're taking, any planned research activities that you'll be doing during your program, any type of candidacy exams that you're going to be taking, so you're trying to map out the plan for the next 2 to 3 years. We're asking the candidate to provide a CV. Please see section 6C2F to make sure you're including all the information that you need. The candidate CV cannot exceed 2 pages. Personal statement. This is just a way that you can provide information to NASA about your experiences, your motivations, your decisions to pursue an advanced degree in a NASA-related field. So we're looking for a little bit of background information about you. The transcripts, we're asking for your entire college career. We're not asking for high school, we're asking for your college career transcripts. So if you're an undergraduate student, you must submit your undergraduate transcripts. If you are a graduate student in a master's program, you must submit your undergraduate and your master's program transcripts. And if you're a doctoral degree student, you must be submitting your undergraduate, your master's, if you're completing a master's degree, and your doctoral degree transcripts. Please be inclusive of your transcripts. They do not have to be official transcripts. They may be unofficial at this time. 3 letters of recommendation, and I will elaborate that a little bit later. And then a letter of support or concurrence from a master's technical advisor, and I will elaborate that in a minute. So, candidate proposal shall address a 2018 fellowship research opportunity. They are located in the solicitation on the pages that look like this. Please read these opportunities carefully to find something that matches your research as closely as possible. There is a title, there's an opportunity description provided by the NASA researcher. There is contact information for the NASA researcher who submitted the opportunity, and some of them also have co-advisors or co-technical advisors. So you may feel free to reach out to these individuals and speak to them about your research proposal and ask for a letter of support from them. So when you're writing your proposal, make sure that you are succinctly describing your work and its connection to NASA. It's very, very important. Make sure you're making that connection to NASA. And you want to make sure that you address the requirements in the proposal. Do not forget your hypothesis statement. That's something students seem to leave out. So please make sure that you're making those connections to the proposal outline and you have that in your description. When you reference the work that you're using to cite things, please make sure that you're not overextending it. Give us the references should not be the bulk of your proposal document. Please make sure that they're there, but not overwhelm people with references, citations. Yes? Okay. If you're having problems with the audio, could you please? Okay. Okay, thank you. Thanks. Thank you very much for letting us know. All right, so the proposal, make sure you're aligning it to NASA's work, aligning it to the NASA research opportunity, how it's going to benefit NASA in the future. Those are very important things. And make sure that you include all the parts that's required by the project description in that document. So this is the site for your thoughts. This is the pages that you'll find the different opportunities. I believe there's over 100 opportunities listed in the solicitation, so you can read them carefully. Find things that are closely related to your opportunity. Make that connection to a research opportunity. So again, just addressing the project description, make sure that you have these 6 elements included in there. Last year, we had a lot of students that seemed to miss some of the basic information, like describing the problem. So please make sure you have, you're addressing those pieces to the project description in your proposal, project description. A letter of recommendation, you need 3 current letters of recommendation. That means within this past 3 months. 1 letter is to be from the candidate's proposed faculty advisor or PI. 2 other letters with detailed knowledge of the candidate's abilities. That would be from a professor, undergraduate, graduate advisor, mentor, work supervisor. A NASA technical advisor cannot provide a letter of recommendation. All letters shall be submitted as part of the proposal package by the deadline. Speak to your faculty advisor. They may be a good collection person for the actual letters. Do not plan on sending those letters to NRES to be added because that's not how it works. You have to have the letters of recommendation included in the proposal package when it is submitted to Inspires. So the persons that are providing you the letters of recommendation can either send them to you personally and you can add them, or you can send them to, they can be sent to your faculty advisors and they can input them into the proposal package for you. A letter of support or a letter of concurrence. This is the part where a NASA technical advisor has read your proposal and you've had conversations with them and they're willing to support your research when you attend the NASA Center. So it's someone who's going to be a part of your research team to provide advice, sponsor you at a NASA Center when you do your center-based research experience. So the proposal, part of their role is to make sure that the work that you're going to do as far as your proposal is relevant to the NASA resource needed. So you must be speaking with the NASA technical advisors. Their contact information is listed in the solicitation document. If you are having problems contacting somebody, there's also Office of Education POC's contact information listed. Please reach out to the POCs at the centers that you want to do your research at. They should assist you making that contact, and if you're having more problems than that, please reach out to the email provided for NASA fellowships, and that gets forwarded to me, and I will also assist you in trying to make contact with a NASA technical advisor. Please understand that no more than one proposal can be submitted on behalf of a single candidate. So a PI can submit multiple proposals for different candidates, but one candidate can only submit one proposal. So you can only submit one proposal to this opportunity, not multiple proposals. The proposal process has two phases. The initial phase ends March 20th at 5:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The proposal phase is when the document is submitted by the PI or the institution on behalf of the candidate author, or the candidate who does not have a PI or an institution can do it by themselves using the NASA OE office proposal submission office. And there is detailed information on how to do that inside the step-by-step submission document. Please remember, it's extremely important that the proposal package includes all your documents and is submitted as a PDF file. There is a phase two, but not every proposal is required to go through that. This is only happens for proposals that are selected and they submitted using the NASA Office of Fellowship Proposal Submission Office. So it's very small percentage of people who will be applying will actually have to go through a phase two. And this information, if it's required, they'll get detailed information after they're notified of their selection. So how does the submission start? Every person must register. The candidate must register in Inspire, activate your own account. So I highly recommend, if you're planning on doing a submission, get in there early and register with Inspire to make sure your account is active and that you don't have any issues with the registration process. A faculty advisor must register also in Inspire, and they affiliate to the university. The university should be in Inspires also, so someone at your institution, most institutions are already affiliated, will register with the Inspire system. The normal person who registers from the institution is called the authorized official representative, and they are responsible for submitting the complete candidates package. So the AOR is the authorizing official representative. They have to be registered, the faculty advisor must be registered, and the candidate must be registered in Inspire. So I highly recommend get in and register in the system as soon as possible. Candidates that have not been accepted into a graduate program or do not have a PI or an AOR. So these are the special circumstances. So if I have an undergraduate student who's not accepted into a graduate program yet, they would use the NASA OE Fellowship Proposal Submission so that they can start their submission at this time. And they will link to that. Candidates who have been accepted who cannot find your AOR, the best place to go find that information is your faculty advisor. The other location is the Sponsored Research Office. most of the institutions have that office, and they are a good place to go and find out who your authorizing person is for your institution. So it's called the Sponsored Research Office. Inside the fellowship site, there is a document that's called Step by Step, and this document is how you submit your proposal. So I would definitely print this off, read it through a couple of times, make sure you're following the steps to do the submission correctly and inspired. Make sure your faculty advisor has a copy, and if you have an AOR for institution, you will do the file submission, so you provide them a copy so that they get the submission done correctly. If you're having problems with the submission or anything that is on the Inspire system that you're having issues with, the place to go is to the help desk. They have a phone number, and they are open till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday except the holidays. And there is also an Inspire Help email address that is listed here. It's also on the Inspire system. It's located in the spot that says help desk. So please feel free to reach out to them at any time that you may need assistance. Just a little bit of information about how we go about reviewing the proposals. The first process is the proposals are checked for compliance by NRES, which is the NASA Research Education Support Services. They go through and just make sure that the document is compliant with the requirements of the proposal. How many pages, your transcripts, GPA issues. Those are the things that we check in compliance. Then the compliant proposals go through the online review panel, with each proposal receiving a review by 3 subject matter experts. So in the online review, there are 3 individual reviews by individuals who are experts in their field, who understand the research that you're trying to present. At that point, the proposals are read and discussed by an evaluative panel. It's called the external review panel, and they go through another review process by the panel. So the proposals are read a 4th time by a panel of people, and there's usually 5 to 6 people on the panel, and it's discussed and evaluated at that time. The 4th step is the NASA Center, so the selection committee for the proposals, submitted to the research opportunities. They select proposals based on the assigned funding and the NASA Center priorities. So we get a list back to them of their selections. And then there's a discussion that happens at NASA headquarters between the NIST managers, the NASA Education Funding managers, and we go through a final approval process for the selection based on the funding source requirements and the NASA priorities needed to be met. Inside the solicitation, there is a detailed explanation of the rubric used by the technical experts. They look at 2 areas, and they are equally weighted. There's an academic merit distinction area and a scientific merit of the proposed research area. And there's examples of the rubrics found in the solicitation document. Types of awards. When an award is made as a result of selection from the fellowship solicitation and the submitted proposals, they are issued to the university on the behalf of the student, the selected candidate, and they are issued as a NASA training grant. The NASA training grant is then managed by your faculty research advisor, and they are the person that has is the primary contact for the institution based on the NASA training grant. So the grant is funded to the university on your behalf, and it must be used by you and for your benefit of your education. Please understand that federal government has funding concerns and it's contingent upon the amount of funding that's available. So we are anticipating enough money for funding proposals this year. So please be aware, though, this is always determined by the appropriation of funding from Congress. So the period of the performance of the training grant is for a maximum of 3 years of financial support. They're initially made for 1 year and can be renewed for no more than 2 additional years. Renewals are contingent upon NASA's acceptance of the renewal application, which includes satisfactory progress. And unfortunately, if you are awarded a grant, a fellowship this year, it cannot be deferred. You have to utilize the funds starting September 1st, 2018. There will be no deferments of awards for any time. So please make sure, if you're going to apply, that you're planning on attending the institution in September, and you'll be able to start utilizing the funds in the fall semester. At this time, we're anticipating a minimum of 5 awards. So that's the minimum amount. The funds will be either $50,000 first year or $55,000 as a PhD candidate. So a master's student gets funded $50K per year. A doctoral student gets paid $55K per year. That's the initial year of the award. The total value could be anywhere between $100K per their 2-year term, or up to $165 for a 3-year performance if it exceeds the 3 years, extended to 3 years. NASA may elect to support some of the proposals submitted under the solicitation through the use of non-NASA education funds, such funds are available from other NASA programs or federal funding. We may be able to have some extra funds from some of the other mission secretaries. Currently, the proposal deadline is March 20th, 2018 at 5:59 p.m. Eastern Time. The system will mark you late, and the proposal window closes at that point. So please make sure that you get your documents in before 5:59 p.m. Eastern Time, March 20th, 2018. We are planning one more teleconference, which will be February 5th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. The information will be posted on the solicitation site for the next meeting information and telecom information. We will make announcements for the awards approximately 6 months after the solicitation closes. So in the approximately August 2018, the final announcements will be made as far as who was awarded from the solicitation. Any additional questions must be submitted in writing to NASA Fellowships at nasaprs.com. Questions and responses will be posted in the fire or the other documents associated with the solicitation. Also, you'll receive an email from your questions from me. I'll be working on getting those out as soon as possible. So within the next day or two, if you submit a question, you should see a response Wednesday or Thursday. Yana, do you think there's anything else I need to go over? Okay. Okay, so I just want to okay, thanks. I just want to point out, please read the solicitation document. It's the Bible of how the fellowship submission should happen. So follow all the steps, make sure that you're not extending your page numbers. Keep to the page numbers listed in the document. It's extremely important. If you're having any issues with Inspire, please reach out to the Inspire Help Desk. If you have questions, please reach out to the NASA Fellowship email address. You will get a response within a 24 to 48 hour turnaround. So please, if you have questions, submit them. We're here to help you. We want to make sure everybody gets the information that they need in order to have a successful submission. At this point, I'm going to close the conference, and I wish everybody a good evening and a great experience submitting to this opportunity. Thank you very much for attending.